Here we go. Ready. B.LEAGUE action comes your way here this Saturday afternoon as LEVANGA HOKKAIDO hosts the San and NEOPHOENIX. Welcome to the Hokkai Kita Edu here, the venue of our match as Levanga, in front of their hometown fans, want to be able to get a victory over the San and NEOPHOENIX, who have been doing very well here this season. Actually, much better than the previous years. There you have some of the stars. That'll be seeing action in just a little bit. But before anything else, let's take a look at the team standings. San and NEOPHOENIX at 12-2. On the other side, Levanga Hokkaido is 3-11. So as I mentioned, very good season here for the San and NEOPHOENIX in second place. Really, just behind the Brave Thunders. But Levanga Hokkaido is only up against, actually one rung above the Ibaraki Robots. So they have a lot of catching up to do. Let's take a look at the lineups first for these two squads. For Ryotaro Onadera, the coach here of Hokkaido. Old reliables, Dwight Ramos of the Philippines. They also have Darrell Willis Jr., Damon Brooks, and Thomas Welsh. Those are the four key players. 3 world imports and the Asia quota import in Dwight Ramos. For the visiting squad, they've got 30 Ravenna and their world imports, Yante Maten, Cody Clark, and David Dudzinski. But they also have a Japanese star in Kosuke Kanamaru. Sasaki on your screens there is also a key player. He'll be the starting point guard. Usually he's the starting point guard for Coach Atsushi Ono. There's 30 on your screens as well. Sporting the number 0. That's 30. We now have the starting 5. They're going to start out with number 0, 30 Ravenna. Number 4, Cody Clark. Number 14, Kosuke Kanamaru. Number 23, David Dudzinski. And number 24, Ryusei Sasaki, as expected. So starting off strong, this has been the regular starting 5 of that coach there. Longtime coach of the Chiba Jets, who is now the head coach of the NEOPHOENIX. And he has brought a real winning attitude to his squad. Last year was his first year, and you could see the dramatic turnaround. As you take a look at the performance of their squad, Ryusei Sasaki is a point guard, but he can light things up from the outside, as you can see there. 39.4% from 3. He plays both ends as well, with the steal there and the lay-in. That's the gentleman he's going to be up against. That is Shuto Terazono. Shuto, one of the shiftiest guards that we have here in the B-League. Gets away from his defender there. Scoop shot. He's also capable of hitting that 3 like that. So that'll be a great matchup by the starting point guards. Well, we met the starting 5 for the squad of the San and NEOPHOENIX. As you can see on your screens, the comparative stats. Now, let's meet Levanga Hokkaido. And now we've got the starters. And they're the starters for Coach Onodera. They're going to start out with number 7, Tsukasa Nakano. Number 15, Ren Shimatani, their point guard. They also have number 24, Demon Brooks. Number 40, Thomas Welsh. And number 81, Kohei Sekino. As we take a look at the three officials handling proceedings here, we have referee Katayose, referee Ozawa, and referee Hasegawa. And we're just about ready to get underway. Once again, let's take a look at the starters for both these squads. The home squad has Nakano, Shimatani, Brooks, Welsh, and Sekino. For the visiting NEOPHOENIX, they've got Ravenna, Clark, Kanamaru, Dudzinski, and Sasaki. Here we go. B.LEAGUE action this Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Another encounter that will prove to be excellent ball. Well, the Filipino fans, from their standpoint, they're split. Half are there to support Dwight Ramos, who will be coming off the bench here today. And the other half will be supporting 30 Ravenna. Both players of the national squad of the Philippines, Gilas Pilipinas. Dudzinski will win the tip, and the home crowd can start cheering for their squad with the first possession. Brooks with a handoff. Shimatani. Open three. It's going to be short. One and done on the offensive end. Cody Clark has been a welcome addition. Cody Clark has actually been in the league for quite a while. Used to play with Ray Parks in the previous seasons, but this time heading over. First 2 points will go to 30 Ravenna. He's actually slimmed down. Wanted to be a little quicker, but he's just as powerful. Gets the first 2 points. And his solid play has been one of the reasons why Sanen is now contending for a spot in the playoffs. Dudzinski from 14 feet, money. We've had it too. Sasaki's a real shifty point guard. He's going to kick it out. That's a poor pass. Lucky Kanemaru was there. Clark. To 30. 30 puts up a three. Four just short. Shimatani goes inside to Brooks. Brooks trying to work against Cody Clark. Not that time. Clark with the board. Still with possession. Just swinging around. Sasaki to the wing. Foul there. Nice quick move there by Dudzinski. First personal foul going to be called there on Shimatani. So a while ago, we showed you one of the top point guards in the B-League, Shuto Tarazona. He'll be coming off the bench here. Clark. Clark is a solid contributor. And the foul's going to be called there. That will be the second team foul now for Levanga Hokkaido. Pretty good defense there by Nakano, but in the end, he was asking for an offensive foul, but there was definitely contact. Shaking his head there, and I think he might have even hit his head on the pavement as he pleads his case to the officials. Even Demond Brooks is illustrating to the referees exactly what transpired. But Cody Clark says, nope, I'm going to take my free throws off that blocking foul. He makes both. Almost 2 minutes gone here. Brooks is going to bring it down against token defense here from 30. Shimatani to the corner. Nakano for three. Not a good shot. That hit the side of the board. Again. Sasaki, as expected, bring it down. Finds Clark. Dudzinski. Nice handoff. Sasaki with a three. That'll rim out. Nice rebound there by Welsh. And Levanga running here. Down by 2. No early seal by Brooks. They're going to swing it from one side to the next. Shot clock now winding down. It's at 7. Shimatani to the wing. Brooks. That'll drop. And we're tied at 4. You like those quick decisions. Poor pass. Shimatani picks it up. In traffic. Finds Welsh. He just took those 2 broad steps and laid it through. First lead here for the squad of Levanga at 6-4. Not the best of passes there. That one as well. I was talking earlier about the pass that they're trying to find 30. He was releasing early. 6-4 is our tally. Foul's going to be called there on Kanemaru. I'm a bit surprised they have not looked for Kanemaru yet, as he picks up his first personal foul there. He is their top local gunner. We'd like to get him going early. So far, no complaint from Coach Ono. So we got Coach Ono on one side, Coach Onodera on the other. Chimatani with the baseline inbound. Calls out to play. Coming in for the first time, Kazuki Hosokawa. He's a gunner. The pass in the wing. Brooks. Wells trying to get a defensive rebound, but it went to Cody Clark. Boy, Cody Clark has been pushing people around. That time, Kohei Sekino. Watch this. Cody Clark is feeling like he's in a wrestling match right now. That's going to be the 3rd team foul for the boys in green. One more, they'll do the penalty. Here's 30. Nice sidestepping move. 30 Ravenna now will tie things up at 6, and he's got 4 points. Thirty has really learned to pick his spots. He's been a more efficient player. Welsh with a jumper. That'll drop. Welsh now with 4 points. Back up to a 2-point lead here for Hokkaido. They go inside. Dudzinski. Short. Welsh to the board. Actually, Sota Ura has checked in also for Sanen. He is the backup point guard. Brooks. He's put up a long one. 30 picks up the board, his first. Clark, step back 3. Didn't get too strong. Dubczynski with the offensive rebound. Osaka will bring it up. That brand new 14 is now down to 6. They've got to make their move. 30 realizes it. And he loses it. A lot of players have been going to that hesitation move. And then when there's a little bump, they exaggerate the contact. When what they should be doing is just going straight to the basket. Might have been a layup there for 30. Half a quarter gone here. And a 2-point lead here by the hosts. They got possession. Biggest lead for either squad has just been 2. As we have Shuto Tarazona in. Still no Dwight Ramos. That's going to rattle through there. Quickly in the ball game, Darrell Willis Jr. puts up a shot, and it's now a 4-point advantage at 10-6. Handoff back to Cody. They're trying to go inside. Yante Matin is checked in. That's a nice matchup. Willis Jr. up against Matin. Look at that seal. Getting the inside position. Some complaints from Willis. Out to Hosokawa. Back to him. Hosokawa for three. No. Wells grabs that board. And here comes Levanga. And increase their lead. It's already at 4. Remember, Levanga's got the inferior record at 3-11 as compared to 12-2. But this is basketball. This is the B-League. Anything can happen. Any team capable of beating the other. A veteran checking in now. Morihisa Yamauchi. He's going to give them veteran leadership, especially from backcourt. Brings the ball very well, makes good decisions, and can hit the outside shot. That's going to drop. First basket here for Shuto Terrazono, and it's now a 6-point advantage as Levanga has doubled up here on San En. Quick hit coming from Matten though. So check that, it's Cody Clark. Shuto to the wing. Well, not wanting to force anything. Shot clock down to 4. Terrazono realizes it. Nice look there at Matten. As Brooks is going to re-enter the ball game. A little bit of a lull here. Is a timeout called? There actually will be a challenge, and that's why. Not quite sure you want to use that challenge this early. But nonetheless, he made the call. That was definitely tipped. They're saying it went off one of the players of Hokkaido. It did look like it did. Watch it from this angle. San En. That's on Hokkaido. Of course, our referees have a few more angles to be able to work with. Coach Ono, hoping he gets this one. You don't want to waste your only challenge. And it's just for possession, really. You should have just played good defense, if you ask me. But, well, it's Coach Ono's team. Nice look there at Terrazono. He issued out that very tight pass. Again, you also need to be able to have something that you can hold on to at the end. And there, he wins the challenge, so they're going to get possession. Oh, they better score here. Just so they can say they've made full use of that challenge. Hosokawa for 3. Yes! Turns out to be a good decision then. They tie things up at 12. Under 3 minutes to be played here. Quarter number 1. Setting up outside once again. Terrazono. The pass goes straight to Hosokawa. No numbers, but we'll go for an outside shot and come up short. Cody Clark with the offensive rebound. Finds Maten. Maten, Yamauchi can hit this. A little bit too strong though. The tip, also too strong by Maten, so we're going the other way. And I get that there with the little extension, but not able to do it. 2:14 still to be played here in quarter number 1. Long 2, and a foul's going to be called there. Terrazono on the line for a pair of shots. Sasaki, little powwow there with the referee. First free throw, trying to break the deadlock. Terrazono's up to the task. A lot of bobbing, a lot of movement, and that shot from Hosokawa, a little bit too strong. Under 2 minutes to be played here in the opening quarter. Brooks kicks it back out. Resets inside. There's a quick double. Ooh, a foul's going to be called there. That's an Hosokawa, his first. Hosokawa will be replaced. Coming in now is Tatsumi Yu. Tatsumi Yu is a tall individual at 6'6". One of the taller players here for the San NEOPHOENIX. They do have a 6'9" veteran player, Atsuya Ota, who has played for this franchise for quite a while and has also served the national team for many years. But he is 39 years old. Not much playing time yet. Nice move there by Maten. He's got 2 baskets for a total of 4 points. Nice steal. Against 2 defenders. Basket and 1 opportunity there. Gudzinski finishes strong. Look at his denial. Got enough foot speed to finish there. One point separating these two squads. Gudzinski on the line. 2 shots here that could give San NEM their biggest taste of the lead. $17-15 is our tally, under a minute to be played. It'll be a kickball. Yamauchi, one of the tougher defenders that you'll find here in the B-League. It's been a real dogfight here so far at the HOKKAIDO. And you expect nothing less from the teams here in the B-League. Quick turnaround, not gonna work there. Quick shot from Daniel Dan Nana, who just checked in. Usually you'd like to run down a couple of times first. Hands of defense, Rudzinski looking for space. Shot clock is now at 9. Sasaki with the jumper, rims out. Nice cleanup job done there by Yante Maten. Picks up his second rebound as well in the process. Final attempt here. Jumper's not gonna drop. They'll have a chance. It's gonna fall way short. 10 minutes done here at the HOKKAIDO. And it's a 4-point lead enjoyed by the visitors. 19-15. Second quarter is underway here at the HOKKAIDO. Just a 4-point deficit faced by the hosts. Maten trying to make it more. Hook shot's gonna drop. 3-point play in the offing here for Yante Maten. Cody Clark loves it. That's gonna increase their lead even more. Off that foul there from Welsh. First personal foul on Thomas. They're going to convert that shot. And it's now 22-15. Welsh quickly kisses it off the glass, cuts into that lead. Quick basket there for the 27-year-old. That looked like it was going to be a stroll in the park for Sasaki. He's going to come up short though. Tap from the back from Yamauchi will be called a foul. And a race down court and take advantage. Look at the speed there of Shuto. Coach Onodera likes what he sees. The squad is down by 5. Shuto to the wing. Quick pass. Welsh can't convert, but a foul eventually will be called here. You like the tenacity of Welsh, staying with it. That was a bullet of a pass. Well, Yu is inside there, really, to body up on Welsh. Give him a difficult time. As Thomas makes the first free throw, cutting that lead down to 4. He's got 9 points already. It's been a very quiet 9 points. Just going about his business. He also has 4 rebounds. Early. He missed that free throw though. Lead is still 4. 22 to 18. Nice move. Maten with the left hand overshoots. Shimatani, nice find. Brooks. And that was Willis there finishing. And the lead's down to 2. Yamauchi playing point guard now as they move Sasaki to the off. Yamauchi trying to get around the defense. We'll put up a 3 here. Just a lot of offensive rebounds by the boys in white. Maten has been very active inside that shaded area. Well, if you've got somebody as small as Shuto Terazona trying to box you out, you should be able to get an offensive rebound. Here comes Kanemaru, checking back. He has yet to score here. Sekino back in the ball game together with 30 Ravenna. A lot of starters back in action for their respective squads. Dudzinski inside. That's a good block from Welsh. Dudzinski also out of the United States. Last line of defense works there for Welsh. Kanemaru, quick launch. Just hasn't found his range yet today. Another nice rebound there by Welsh. That's rebound number 6. They look for him inside once again. Easy slam. And we're tied at 22. We had 4 deadlocks in the first quarter. This is our first deadlock in the second. 5 ties in all. Sasaki, that'll rim out. Maten once again. Maten has been really working the offensive boards. He has a total of 6 already, and he also has 7 points. Always staying active. His motor never stops. I'll take your pick there. In terms of the fouls, could have gone either Willis or Welsh. Looks like they're going to give it to Willis. That'll be his first. Oh, check that. They're going to give it to Thomas, which is number 2 for Thomas. Free throw a little bit too strong there for Yante. He's going to move into the slot for an offensive rebound, and not going to matter as the second free throw will drop. Cody Clark checking back in. It's Clark and Dudzinski on the floor now. As Damon Brooks will check back in on the other side. Shimatani to control. Up against 30. That's a nice burst of speed coming from Shimatani. Forcing a foul there from 30. He just blew by 30. And now it's Sekino. Sekino gets by 30. Kicks it out. Willis will misfire from 3 though. 1 point lead enjoyed by Sanen. Cody. Back up on top. Dudzinski for 3. Yes! Back up to a 4-point lead here for the visiting squad. Nice incursion inside, but Shimatani can't finish. Foul's going to be called there, stopping the action on Matsushita. Turns out to be a pretty good foul. It stopped the fast break. But the problem is now, they're going to be in the penalty. And still a lot of time remaining. 6:37 to be exact. Now will Sanen try to cash in on this. Thirty goes outside. It's Sota. Now with 30. That's a poor foul. Sekino's foul will now send 30 Ravenna to the line. You cannot afford any of those tick-tack fouls at this stage. But he was all over 30 there. Bodying up a little bit too close. So Ravenna now on the line for shots. Looking to increase this 4-point lead. 30 though. He'll miss that first free throw. That's one of the facets of his game that he should try to work on and improve. He's not been a dead shot from the 15-foot line. Cans the second. That split will give Sanen a 5-point lead. Some pressure once again being shown by Dudzinski. And then they call off the dogs. Shimatani. We look inside. Brooks a little bit too strong. Long rebound goes to Dudzinski. Bring it down in Sota. Sota looking for space. Nice behind the back dribble. And go outside of Cody Clark. Now to Dudzinski. Back to 30. 30 will sky and score. A quick timeout is going to be called here by Coach Onodera because his lead has now swelled to 7 for the San NEOPHOENIX. Coming off that timeout, let's see what Coach Onadera drew up. Coaches would love to see their team score. Coming off a break. Nakano back in action. Shot clock's down to 1. I don't think they beat the shot clock. They say they did. Talk about just in the nick of time. It's gonna cut the lead down to 5. Let's see if Sanen tries to look for Kanamaru. Dudzidski is gonna put this one up. That rattles out. We're now at the halfway mark of quarter number 2. Next dead ball situation. We're going to have an official timeout. That official timeout will come now as the ball comes off Aura. 4:52 remaining before the halftime break. It's 29 for Sanen, 24 for Levanga Hokkaido. Welcome back to the action here at the HOKKAIDO. This battle here between Levanga and the squad of the Sanen NEOPHOENIX. The Levanga Hokkaido. No Dwight Ramos. No chance for the fans to see Dwight Ramos here today. He is not listed. That's a big loss for their squad. And a big loss for the Filipino fans as well. Cody Clark kind of barrel his way inside. He'll pick up the foul. That's all he was really trying to do. Get to the free throw line of another foul here from Shuto. That's a huge mismatch. Watch him just take on Shuto, and Shuto can do nothing. He was trying to stop him from getting any forward progress. But eventually the foul is going to be called on Damon Brooks. Cody Clark doesn't mind. He says, whoever picks up the foul, I'm still on the free throw line. And he picks up another point, increasing the lead here of Sanen to 6. Clark now with 6 points as well. Make that 7 off that second free throw. He also has 4 boards. He hasn't added a free throw yet. That should be 31-24. Nice move inside. Basket and one opportunity there from Willis. His teammates love it. Cody Clark got caught napping that time. 3-point play completed. First personal foul is going to be called there on Yante Maten. And he's been cut down here after that 3-point play to 4. They added the ones. It's now 31-27. That's the right score. Inside, easy basket for Maten. Maten now in double digits with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Willis tries to answer right back. No, he'll give it up. Foul from Ura is a poor one because now Sanen is also in the penalty. We're going to have a free throw shooting contest here in the final 3:42. Yamauchi will check in. Surprisingly, Kanemaru has yet to score. Kanemaru's been on the floor for almost 8 minutes. He's only taken 1 shot and missed that one. They needed to get going. I guess that's why he's back on the bench. They wanted to be able to think things over first. Missed opportunity there. Yamauchi throws it in, saves it to the wrong individual. Damon Brooks inside. It'll drop. Chance of defense. The lead has been cut down to 2. Pass. But Hosokawa is going to come up short. Racing down court once again. Terrazono. And he lost possession. He was definitely looking for a foul there. No call was made. Not a good decision. As Sasaki will check back in place of his backup, Sota Ura. But Yamauchi will be given the chores of bringing it down up against Terrazono. Nice move, but still no basket there. Who's there to clean things up? Yante Maten once again. He's got 12 points and 7 rebounds. His stellar play has kept Gudzinski glued to the bench. Back up to a 4-point lead here for Sanen. Nice explosion. That's a poor foul from Clark. And Damon Brooks says, thank you very much. One of my easier 3-point plays. Little stutter step. And then burst towards the basket. Got it working. 2 remaining here. Thirty back in action. 30's got 1 personal foul. Sanen clinging to a 1-point lead. I guess we might not see Kanemaru till the second half. 30's done quite well for himself. Clark gets back that 3-point play. At least for the time being. He's got to make the free throw though. But that lead is back up to 3. Could be 4. He gets right back at his tormentor, Damon Brooks. Nice smile there by Damon. Doesn't like the call though, but Cody Clark will complete the 3-point play. Back up to a more sizable advantage here at 5. 39-34. He's out of bounds. Here comes Kanemaru. They need his scoring. Shimatani puts it up and through. That's a quick move. Almost losing it to Sasaki. Eventually he does. Here's Willis. Nice find. Matten goes down. Shimatani scores, and we're tied at 38. And now is the time for Sanen to talk things over as Coach Atsushi Ono calls this time out. Now chance of defense. That's a long one there from Cody Clark. That was from the parking lot. Back up to a 3-point lead here. Coming off that timeout, Cody knew exactly what he wanted to do there. Brooks almost lost it. Will get away and get the layup. That's a poor double. You've got to stay in between your man and the basket. Another three. Cody Clark that time short. Sota holds on to it. It's for Cody once again. He's got the half hand, but they're going to go to Matten. Matten will get away for two. 40.7 seconds remaining. And the timeout this time will be called by Coach Onodera. Final 40 seconds of the first half. Shimatani. Here he goes all the way down. We're going to give him all that space. Two-man game. Shimatani to the corner. And stepping on the sideline, they say, on Nakano. Exactly 24 seconds remaining in the game clock. So the shot clock is off. So barring any miscues, Sanen should have the advantage going to the break. Sota will bring it down. They should be going possibly in the final 5 seconds. Sota's got to look for space. Finds Clark. Clark tries to muscle his way. Kisses it off the glass. Just in the nick of time. That'll count. And after 2 quarters of play, San and NEOPHOENIX looking good here as they lead 45-40. You're watching highlights here of the first half from both these squads. It's been close all throughout. Biggest lead here for the squad of San En was at 7. On the other side, the biggest lead for Levanga was 6. Easy basket there for Welsh. He's really had his way inside using his entire 7-foot frame. 30 also has had a tremendous first half with 7 points, 1 board. He's also played tough defense on the point guards of the opposing squad. Yante Maten has gotten away with so much points. He's got 14, but Cody Clark leads all scorers with 15. Willis inside will get that one to drop. He's going to get the 3-point play there. That's Demond Brooks, who would finish with 12. Willis had 7. There's Cody Clark going to work once again. Just too many turnovers for both these squads. And Shimatani will score. There's Cody Clark coming off a timeout. Knocks down that really deep 3. Now let's study the numbers. Collectively, field goal shooting, San En at 45%, Levanga at 55%. When you break it down, 66% shooting from 2 as compared to 57%. But look at this, 0 out of 5 for Levanga. But despite that, they still shot better overall. 4 out of 14 for 28% for the San En NEOPHOENIX. In terms of free throws, just about even. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 11. Look at the turnover numbers, not that much. 5 turnovers for Levanga and 4 for the San En NEOPHOENIX. As we take a look at those numbers, 6 and 10, those are the points off turnovers. 13 and 7, those are the bench points. As we take a look at the leading scorers, Brooks with 12 points, 11 points for Welsh, and 7 points for Willis. So the world imports doing it all for Levanga Hokkaido. On the other side, Clark and Maten have 15 and 14 respectively, and the Asian quota import in 30 Ravenas got 7 points. So as expected, the imports doing it all for the respective squads. As we take a look at the rebounding leaders, 7 rebounds for Welsh, 2 for Willis Jr., and 1 for Shuto Terrazono. For the San En NEOPHOENIX, 7 for Maten, 5 for Clark, and 3 for Dudzinski. So only Terrazono there, breaking the stranglehold of the world imports. If you're interested in the assists numbers, 5 assists for Shimatani, 3 for Willis, and 2 for Matsushita. For the NEOPHOENIX, 4 for Ora, 1 for Yamauchi, and 1 for Kanamaru. We're all set for the second half. This is still anybody's ball game. 5-point lead enjoyed by the NEOPHOENIX as we enter the third. Still within striking distance are the home team. They do not have Dwight Ramos though. That's a big blow. Both offensively and defensively, he's a huge help. Quick escape, Shimatani scores. Gonna cut the lead down to 3. Another foul inside. That might be on Demond Brooks. No, they're gonna call it on Willis. As you can see there in the replay, they got their feet entangled. Cody Clark's going to make that free throw. And now is the time for Levanga to get to the free throw line. That's Renshi Matani. Try to put it there as softly as he possibly could to give himself an opportunity for a three-point play, but there was just too much momentum behind that one as Sasaki picks up a foul, his second. Not the best of free throws there for Shimatani. That was way off to the right. Saki bring it down off that split. It's a three-point lead enjoyed here by the visiting squad. Inside, Gudzinski's gonna score. Willis on the outside. Nakano can't find a friend. Shot clock's winding down. That's a poor foul. That's 3 free throws now here for Sekino. Hosokawa, the culprit there. Missing free throws. The squad from Hokkaido. Nice smile there from Sekino. Sheepish smile, really. He's gonna make the third. Bring his team to within 4. Missed opportunities once again, though, here for the squad of Levanga. 30. Almost lost it. Recovers. Coach Onodera wanted to travel. 30's going to get denied there by Willis. Damon Brooks picks up his dribble. Tries to post up 30. Brooks likes his matchup. He finds Willis inside, who glides and misfires. 30 picks it up. Cody Clark looking for space. Will put up a 3. That was offline. Clearly saw it. Tap's going to go to Hosokawa, and Sasaki says, let's set things up. Sasaki hits. And that lead is back up to 7 here. Levanga's got to be very careful at this stage. You cannot allow Sanen, who has a much better record, who's been performing much better here this season, to get a hefty lead. Nakano with a jumper will misfire. The tip not going to drop. And Gudzinski lets it go out because he knows it's their possession. And a chance now for the visitors to get their biggest taste of the lead. Nice burst of speed. Sasaki with back-to-back hits. And a quick timeout has to be called here by Coach Onodera. It is now a 9-point advantage for the San and NEOPHOENIX. After a quick timeout, Coach Onodera wants to see his team score. At least have some semblance of an attack. Not the cleans of attacks, but they got a shot up. Just didn't drop. 30. They'll bring it back out. They'll reset. Clark back to Sasaki. Trying to go to the wing. Gudzinski wasn't there. Check that Hosokawa. I guess as far as their formation was, there should have been somebody at that corner. And Hosokawa was a little higher. 3.5 gone in the third. Here's Shimatani again. Kisses it off the glass. He's having his way here with the guards of San N. Extra pass, 30 left open. He'll come up short. Shimatani once again. That looked like a carry. But play on, says the referees. Clark with the rebound. Sasaki tries to get inside. He'll be fouled. There's the foul from Demond Brooks. Back up to a 9-point lead here after those free throws from Sasaki. handoff there. Now, nice burst of speed once again. The flip is short, but Damon Brooks is there to clean things up. He's going to cut the lead back down to 7. Trying to make a real game out of this one. Levanga Hokkaido, despite the absence of Dwight Ramos. Sota to the wing. Kanemaru's going to hit. Finally, they get something out of their star. It's his first basket. He's got 3 points. Can he get it going, though? If he does, it could be lights out here for Levanga. It's now 58-48. Welsh hands it back. Welsh will get it. Not going to drop. He tries to tip it to himself. Kanemaru. And you can see they're trying to get to that ball was Shimatani. Hits the baseline, so we're going to stay here in this end. Nice find. Brooks. Can't hit though. Wells to the offensive rebound. Tries to barrel his way in and he's going to get it on the 3rd attempt. So within 8 once again. And Levanga. Nathan wants to bring it closer. That's where he operates. His flip will not drop. Another rebound by Welsh. And getting away there was Willis. 3.5 to play here. 16 points for Damon Brooks. 58-52 is our tally. And are they going to give him 3 shots? Shimatani doesn't like it. They might have to take a look. If both the feet of Kanemaru were behind the 3-point line, but it did look like it was in the act of shooting. Kanemaru is not one of those individuals you allow to get into a rhythm, or else you can be in big trouble. Kanemaru makes the first. The fans trying their best to make Kanemaru miss, but he's swished both. He'll make all 3 and leads back up to 9. Paul's going to stop proceedings here just for the time being. Shuto to the wing, gets it back. A lot of time still remaining. Terrazona for 3. Not that time. Trying to run. By the San NEOPHOENIX, already up by 9. That flip will get to Ora. But an offensive foul is going to be called. That might be on Matten. It is. Then we see what transpired. Well, Matten was able to bump the guard here. And because of his sheer size, he'll get called for that foul. Nakano with a jumper, a little bit too strong. Clark pulls it down, and here comes Ora. Nice pocket pass. Matten will overshoot though. And Ora's going to be called for a personal foul. That's going to mean free throws for Hokkaido. It would be nice to see that again. Oh yes, that was a good call. Clearly a shove from Sota Ora. Not a smart play as Nakano heads to the line. Gladly try to bring his squad closer. He'll make that first free throw. Gonna switch the next one. Bring that lead down to 7 once again. But they can't seem to break the 5-point barrier. Falling away, a poor shot, but at the right place, at the right time was David Dudzinski. He's now in double digits. Not to mention the fact that he's got 6 boards. Under 2 minutes to be played here in the third. Welsh in possession, and another foul here will send Nakano to the line. Again, a major boo-boo there from Sota. Actually, that wasn't Sota. That was Tatsumi Yu. Well, he's a youngster. He's 22 years old. He'll learn. But he's got a tremendous upside. He's 6'6". You can't teach height. But Nakano's going to miss another free throw. Look at the free throw numbers here. Levanga has already missed 6. Second one will get the shooter's roll. The pass to the wrong individual. Dudzinski was able to make up for that huge blunder with a block. Wow! He passed it to the wrong individual. Sota will misfire. Dudzinski will be fouled. That is going to put Levanga also in the penalty here for the final 135. San NEOPHOENIX has been in the penalty for the past 4 minutes. Little shove there from 30. He got away. He gets another 2 points, and he has 9 points to go with 2 boards. And that lead is back up to 10. We talked about them not able to break that barrier. Here comes Sota. 30 will kick it out. Matten for 3. That rims out. You'd like to have something going towards the basket. Your opponent is in the penalty. Let's see what the boys in green do here. Almost a poor pass. Damon misfires. Another rebound by David. The lob, that was perfect. Matten got hacked. He will take his time getting up, and he's got 2 free throws. The biggest lead in this contest has been 10. It could be more here after these free throws. Third personal foul going to be called on Damon Brooks. Matten makes the first. Second's gonna drop as well. That'll bring us to the biggest lead of this contest. 12, 67 to 55. Now Levanga needs to score. They don't want to get into the fourth period with such a huge deficit. Shuto, wild shot. And now the shot clock's off. Final attempt at the basket, and this is going to be a sizable advantage for Sota Ora and the rest of the San Phoenix heading into the fourth. Making their move now. Time down to 2 seconds. Matten, long two, no. But despite that missed shot, pretty good advantage carried into the final quarter. As you can see here in the third, winning it by 7 are the San NEOPHEENIX, 22 to 15. They're up 67 to 55. We're into the fourth period here. Step back. Hosokawa a little bit too strong. That would have been disastrous. Nice rebound by Welsh. Welsh with 9 boards. Close to a double-double here for Thomas. But they need to score. Welsh, they couldn't get it inside. Matten had other designs about that one. It would be nice to establish Welsh inside once again. That's what they were. That's how they were able to get back in this ball game. From the outside, Damon Brooks hit that 3. That'll help. He's got 19 points, cutting that lead down to 9. Foul's going to be called there in Shuto. They've been taking advantage of the size mismatch there between the point guards. They're just really manhandling Shuto. And that's been his main problem. Sasaki, much taller at 5'11" as compared to Shuto's 5'6". Ooh, they're gonna give him free throws. Didn't look like that should have been shots, but Shannon says thank you. Sasaki's gonna make the first. Leads back up to 10. Got a handful of fans for the San NEOPHOENIX here at the HOKKAIDO. Both shots down for Sasaki. Back to a double-digit advantage for the squad that's visiting. They get it off to Nakano. Back to Shuto. Shuto's forced to put that one up. It'll rim out. 30 with a board. And they're pushing it forward. Here comes Sasaki. No numbers though. That's good transition defense shown here by the home squad. That's what they're going to need to come back. The foul's going to be called on Nakano. That's poor. That ball was coming back out already. No need to foul. Well, he was more worried than anything else about allowing the easy basket inside. Nakano will take his seat as he picked up his third personal. Back in Ishimatani. He's had a very good afternoon. Sokawa looking for space. His pass hit the rim. Opportunity here for Hokkaido. Can they convert though? Come on. He'll get it back. Straight line drive. Scores. He's got 21 markers. And he cuts the lead to 9. Matten will misfire. And the foul will be called on Hosokawa. Stopping proceedings. That will be the first team foul for Sanen here in the final period. Nice look there at Coach Ono. He's got to be pleased with his performance, his team's performance here today, and so far all throughout the season. They are 12-2. Lots stems from the coach when he's able to put together a winning program. Losing it, there's Brooks. Cody Clark. With a sidestepping move, and only 2 small guards to beat. He took his sweet time. He's got another 2 points. He's got a total of 18. Thomas is going to give it back out. That's not good spacing. And 30 is going to get away for 2. A timeout will have to be called by Coach Onodera. This is now the biggest lead in the ball game at 73-60. Levanga definitely needs to score here. Can they execute the play of Coach Onodera. Shot clock's down to 2. They put up a 4th shot. That's going to make head coaches pull their hair. They're going to get a steal here, though. If they get the stop, they need a basket. They're already down by 13. Time not yet necessarily a factor. Shuto will get 2. Sokawa tries to look inside. That's great ball movement. Clark from the outside will overshoot though. Back-to-back stops by Levanga. They need back-to-back hits as well. Under 6 to be played. Shuto. Well, again, around that basket using his 7-foot frame is Thomas. He now has 15 points and 10 rebounds. He's got a double-double as well. Nice look inside, but that was well played. Kick ball there, allowing the rest of the team of Sanen to come back down and play D. Here comes Kanamaru. Kosuke wanting to be the hero here. He is their main star. Just hasn't really gotten going. He's got 6 points though. Welsh with the jumper, yes! And that leads down to 7. Here comes Levanga Hokkaido. Josh will get it back. Puts up a long tom. Will misfire. What a putback there! That'll count. Nice basket there from Sota. Coming out of nowhere. Watch it once again. Crashing the boards. Getting that putback to go. And when we come back, we're going to have an extra free throw here for Sota Ora. Cannot complete the three-point play is Sota. The lead back up to 9. Bringing back what we talked about earlier, that 5-point barrier. Trying to get it back down to 7 here. Three's not going to drop. Pretty good open shot there from Matsushita. Those are the shots they've got to make if they want to come back. Clark being very patient. Will bring it closer. He's going to lose it here though. Just when I talked about the patience, comes up with a little shuffle there. And losing it out of bounds. I thought he was going to continue to back up. That would have been the best option. But still a 9-point lead here for Sanen. Let's see if the boys in green can get anything done offensively. Shot clock now down to 5. They got to go for the shot. It's not going to drop. Cody Clark being a little nonchalant there on that rebound. Tapped out there by Matsushita, but possession will go to the boys in white. Now chance of defense once again. They need a defensive stop again. Sasaki hits. Not necessarily the dagger, but 12 points with 3.5 to go is going to be quite difficult, especially with the way the boys in green have been playing offensively. That's going to rim out. Another rebound here for Matten. And now the time starting to become a factor. Matten, will he try to attack? Yes, he will. Go straight to the cup. That's going to drop. And it's now a 14-point advantage. Could be 15 with this free throw coming here from Yante. He just dipped that shoulder, got the space he needed. And a timeout will be called here by Coach Onodera. 3 minutes remaining. It's 80-66 in favor of the NEOPHOENIX. Extra free throw will make it 15. It's now 81-66. If they don't score here, it's lights out. They don't. The tap goes right back to Willis. Willis puts up another 3. Bricks that one. The tap goes to the wrong individual. Now, Sanen can use some clock. Doesn't seem like they want to, though. Ill advice, attack too early with a lot of time still on that shot clock of theirs. Quick basket for Shota. Nice basket there from Terrazono. Good play there from Sasaki, but shot a little bit too strong. Little stutter step move, back-to-back baskets. And now it's a timeout going to be called by Coach Ono. These are ill-advised attacks and not the best shot selection coming from Sanen. They've also forgotten that their opponents are in the penalty and they're taking these hurried shots, and that's why Coach Ono wants to talk things over. Will the San NEOPHOENIX play smarter here in the next 2 minutes? Kanamaru launches, hits. That was a well-designed play to get a basket. Will this 14-point lead be enough? We need just one more stop. Nakano wasting a lot of precious seconds. Hoists up a three. Thomas offensive rebound. Tries to push his way inside. And he'll head to the line. Foul's going to be called on Kanamaru. No, check that. They're going to give the foul there to Sota, who says, I just had my hands up. Well, the window of opportunity closing here. Especially with that missed free throw here from Thomas. We'll make the second. So Demone Brooks will come in. And he's taking out Thomas Welsh, who has done his very best to bring his team back here from this deficit with a lot of offensive rebounds off those missed opportunities from the outside. At this stage, Clark wants to let this time, as much time expire. Well, it doesn't matter now. Sota Ora is going to score and ice this one. 87-71. The 16-point lead couldn't have happened at a better time. Under a minute to be played, and this game is over. Now they literally don't need to shoot anymore. They just have to while away the time. They can actually take the turnover. Nope. Wanted to get inside. That's going to be a block coming from Willis. At this stage, you don't need to stop the clock. Let them score if they want to. They're still down by 16. And that might be deemed as an unsportsmanlike foul. He wasn't going for the ball there. That's an easy call to make. Well, they're going to study it here. Soto should have just let him pass. There's only 40 seconds remaining in this one. And let's see what the officials finally decide. That's a good call. Something you cannot afford at this stage. You're going to give 2 free throws plus ball possession. Willis is going to check back in. 40.9, they say. And he heads straight to the free throw line. Gets the first. Can they still get back here? Down 15. It's impossible. Not the most convincing of free throws, but both will drop. Lead is down to 14. Trying to go to the wing. They're going to get the long two. It's not going to drop. Difference of a fraction of a second from the game clock and the shot clock. And they should take this turnover. It's going to be win number 13 here for the San NEOPHEENIX. They'll accept the turnover. This needs to be inbounded though to officially close proceedings. They're still gonna discuss. 0.2 remaining. And this ball game's over. 87-73. The San NEOPHEENIX will win this one over Levanga Hokkaido. And they're going to improve their record to 13-2. While Hokkaido, without Dwight Ramos here today, will fall to 3-12. San NEOPHEENIX also winning that final quarter, 20-18. So they won all 4 quarters here this afternoon. Stick around as we're going to hear from Coach Ono and a lot of the stars of the San NEOPHEENIX before we end our coverage here this afternoon. There's Dwight Ramos as he and the rest of his squad will address the crowd here first. Coming to you from the HOKKAIDO, San NEOPHEENIX says thanks to their fans and thanks the fans that have come over here for this game in general as they pick up another victory. This is a different San NEOPHEENIX squad. This year they mean business. This year they're looking to make it to the playoffs. Surprisingly, when you take a look at the field goal numbers collectively, 44% for San N, 43% for Levanga. So almost dead even But it's a big 14-point advantage in the end here for the San NEOPHEENIX. As they head into the tunnel, we'll get ready to set up the interview.
そうですね、バイウィーク明け一発目ってことで、自分たちなかなかリズム取ることができなかった、その要因がディフェンスをルーズに入ってしまったことが原因なんじゃないかなと思います。明日までにしっかり修正して、いいゲームできるように準備したいと思います。
バイウィークの話もありましたが、チームとして練習できる時間も増えたと思いますが、どういったところをフォーカスしてこの期間を送りましたか？
そうですね、あんまり新しいことっていうよりも、自分たちが今までやってきたことをどうやってステップアップさせるかっていうところに重きを置いてやってきましたけど、ちょっと悪かったですね、ディフェンスが。
やっぱり前半は北海道が得点の部分でついてきてましたが、後半から一気に3円に流れが来た印象でした。ハーフタイムはどういったことを選手たちに伝えましたか？
そうですね、まず1対1の部分でヘルプに値するディフェンスが全然できてないっていうところは彼らに話しました。その中で自分たちのゲームプランを遂行していこうというところで、後半は少し良くなったかなという印象はあります。
ありがとうございます。最後にファンブースターの方たちに一言お願いします。
Initially, Coach Ono talked about the fact that this was a little bit of a difficult game. They had bad defense because they actually had a 2-week rest. And coming off that break, I guess he felt they were rusty. But in the end, they were able to find their groove late, and they won this one quite convincingly, 87-73. So he finished by saying they're going to continue to brush up on their skills as he looks forward to even tougher games ahead. Before he left, he just said, thanks for support. And please join us for another match tomorrow, right here at the HOKKAIDO Edu. Now we've got Yante Mate.
You know, we're trying to get back in rhythm after the long break and come together and play the basketball that we know.
そうですね、本当に長い休みがあった、その後の試合で激戦にはなったのですが、自分たちの本当のリズムに戻るように一生懸命頑張りました。
あとバイウィークを挟んで久しぶりの試合となりましたが、このバイウィークの期間はチームとしてどういった準備をしましたか？
Yeah. Just to make sure that we're staying to our principles. Coach is very big on making sure we're playing our style of basketball, getting the ball out early, and making sure that we're doing things defensively. You know, we're a pretty good offensive team, and that's going to be shown as the more games we play. But just making sure we're doing what's NEOPHOENIX basketball.
そうですね、バイウィークの時も私たちの、バスケットはどういうのかというのをしっかり見直していて、原理原則のところをしっかりやったりですとか、オフェンスは早くボールを入れるとかペースを上げるとか、ディフェンスは細かいところをしっかり、見直すっていうところをして、私たちの、スタイルのバスケットをできるように準備してまいりました。
あと今日の試合で13勝2敗で4連勝中なんですけど、チームの雰囲気っていったのはどうですか？
Yeah, the atmosphere is really good. We know we don't want to get too happy. We want to stay aggressive and make sure that we stay level-headed, making sure that we win the next game. You know, we don't try to think that we're a great team with a whole bunch of wins. We just want to make sure we're playing, like I said earlier, our style of basketball.
そうですね、本当に嬉しいことなんですけれども、喜びすぎないようにしっかりアグレッシブさを保って、これからもどんどん私たちのプレースタイルで、バスケットを、繰り広げられたらなと思います。
ありがとうございます。最後にファンブースターの方に一言お願いします。
Thank you to the boosters and all the NEOPHOENIX fans. You guys are the reason we're able to do what we do, and we really appreciate your support. So please keep supporting us. ありがとうございます。
本当にブースターファンの皆様ありがとうございます。皆様のおかげで、こういう試合にもなっていますし、今勝ちが、続いています。これからも、たくさんの応援をよろしくお願いいたします。感謝しています。
Great game today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So before we end our coverage, let's take a look at some of the highlights and then break down the numbers for you. But as early as now, we'd like to invite you to our coverage once again tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon. More B.LEAGUE action coming your way. Tomorrow we're going to have the Toyama Grouses as part of our coverage. As you see some brilliant playmaking here from Shuto Terrazono. Double checking on the match tomorrow. As you enjoy the highlights, Matten will overshoot there. Getting out on the break and scoring is Willis. So the game tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon is Kyoto Hanarez up against the Toyama Grouses. That'll be at the home court of Kyoto Hanarez. Just so many blown opportunities and getting layups after those mistakes. Cody Clark was very active from the beginning till the end. This is critical. That got them closer as Matten lost the shoe. But actually, Sotaora did so well for his squad. Teams will change ends. First quarter ended in favor of Sannen 19-15. The half ended 45-40. Still Sanin. Not to say Levanga didn't lead. They actually led at one stage at 6-4, 10-6, and then eventually 12-6. But that was all in the first period. After Sanen took their biggest lead at 7, at 22-15, they never looked back. Thomas Welsh did his very best, tips that one through. Push shot not going to work. Another rebound there from Thomas. And an easy lay-in there for Damon Brooks. You like the patience here of Cody Clark. He saw he just had 2 guards to beat. Didn't need to rush things. Terrazono loses possession and 30 will finish. Nice long 2 there. And from that point on, it was smooth sailing. What a putback there from Sota. Continued his concentration, looked at the rim, and got it through. Sasaki with a nail in the coffin here. That would essentially seal the deal, making it a 16-point lead. Very good rebounding done by Thomas. Third quarter would end 67-55, still in favor of Sanen. And then Kanemaru started to hit things and they just pulled away from that point on. Look at this. In terms of 2-point field goal numbers, very close at 52% apiece, but making 7 more actually was Levanga Hokkaido. But they had nothing from 3. 7.7%, 1 out of 13. While on the other hand, Sanen hit 9 out of 27 for a decent clip of 33.3%. Free throw numbers, +4 here for the Sanen NEOPHOENIX. Turnovers, just about equal, 9-11. Those 12-14, that's the points off turnovers. Look at this, 42-40 points in the paint. So even getting 2 more points in the paint for Levanga, but didn't really make much of a difference because second chance points, it was 16 for Sanen and just 8 for the squad of Levanga. Leading scorers, 21 points here for Damon Brooks, who leads all scorers across the board. 18 points for Thomas Welch and 11 points for Willis Jr. For the winning squad, 19 points for Matten, 18 for Clark, and 12 points for Sasaki. Let's take a look at the rebounds. 15 boards for Welsh, 5 for Brooks, and 4 for Willis. In the winning effort, 11 rebounds for Matten, 8 for Cody Clark, and also 8 for David Dudzinski. Scanning the assists, 7 assists for Shimatani, 3 for Willis, and 2 for Nakano. For the visitors, 8 for Ora, 4 for Clark, and 2 for Hosokawa. There you have it, the assist leaders. And also 2 for Matten. So they opted to put Matten up there, but also 2 assists for Hosokawa. A tremendous effort by Ora, who came off the bench. It was a team win here by the San NEOPHEENIX as they take it 87-73. As you take a look at the two key players, individually, they both did okay. But as a team, it was one-way traffic, especially in the second half. People were looking forward to a tremendous battle between these two young stars. But taking advantage and winning it are the visitors as they take to the court here once again tomorrow. That's not going to be part of our coverage, but nonetheless, we invite you to follow B.LEAGUE action tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for our coverage. In behalf of everybody from the B.LEAGUE, thanks so much for joining us. Till next time, take care. Have a good afternoon ahead. God bless.